What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here in Pipe Doctor headquarters located in Woodmere, New York. And as the old saying goes, the early bird catches the worm. And while most of you are still in bed sleeping, we already got the trucks loaded, checking inventory, grabbing our morning coffee, and getting ready to transform another family's home. You see, today's project is one I'm really looking forward to. We're heading to the South Shore of Long Island, where an outdated, disconnected heating system is about to be transformed with a state-of-the-art ACiQ Extreme Plus communicating inverter heat pump HVAC system. This homeowner is having a solar electric system installed on their roof in the next coming weeks, so the timing couldn't be any better. By the end of the day, this family is gonna have a system capable of delivering 100% heating capacity at negative 15 degrees temperature and cooling when the outdoor temperature soars to 122 degrees. High performance, high efficiency, incredible comfort, and backed by our lifetime warranty and maintenance plan. And for my fellow HVAC contractors watching, pay attention. Throughout this video, we're gonna show you some tips, tricks, and installation techniques that allow my team to complete premium system replacements effectively and efficiently without compromising quality. The trucks are loaded, the team is ready, the sun is starting to come up. Let's hit the road and get to work. Are you ready? Let's go. Gentlemen, we're now on site here on the beautiful South Shore of Long Island, New York, and we are about to completely transform the comfort, efficiency, and operating costs of this home. The previous homeowner actually disconnected the gas furnace that's sitting up in the attic. Did that years ago, leaving this family with an outdated and inefficient heating system. But that's all about to change. Think about it. One ultra-efficient system for year-round comfort, lower utility costs, and virtually maintenance-free operation when backed with our lifetime warranty and maintenance program. Throughout today's video, we're going to show you exactly how our team installs the complete heating and cooling system before lunch. And you'll see the tools, the techniques, and little tricks that we've developed to save time without cutting a single corner. Let's go. Oh, we got a light. I just thought maybe there's an easy way to turn this switch on, but nope. Let me follow that. All right, 10 minutes after 8 here. The refrigerant has been recovered. I haven't seen this in forever. There's no service valves on the condenser. This Trane XL 1200 super efficiency air conditioner. She is definitely an old wildebeest that has never been serviced properly, likely. This is disconnected. I have a 7/8 and 3/8 line set coming from that evaporator coil in the attic, and also our communication wire, which carried 24 volts to turn the contactor, to close the contactor. Right now I'm installing the Mikey Pipes model SPD01. This is my surge protection device. It has a UL listed surge protector, power monitor, and a circuit breaker. Now, granted, the circuit breaker is rated for 63 amps. We're not utilizing that. We're just using that breaker just to turn power on and off for any servicing that the system needs. We're wiring in that 3/4 inch liquid tight with that 10 gauge wire. We're gonna connect that, and that will be our new disconnect panel. If you're interested in getting any of these, email me, mike@mikeypipes.com, or you can order online, mikeypipes.com/shop. They start at $175. Just keep in mind right now, whips are back ordered. So if you need to order one, you're just gonna get the box without the whip. Let's get the show on the road. I gotta mount that to the wall. I got my rotary hammer. I got some plastic anchors. We're gonna secure that to the wall and get the show on the road. All right, now I had that one. It's not gonna work the way I wanted it to. Okay, let's get one there. All right, one there. Let's see if we can get another one down there. Okay, and then I gotta get another one right there. The anchors. Let's line that up there, and right there. Good. Gotta love these Chinese step bits. Go right through brick, huh? And the third. Beautiful. All right, it's a tight squeeze, but it all fits. Get the screws in. We will turn on the power. I added a short whip to connect to our new outdoor unit. This Weehaw thing is so annoying though. Those tips always come out. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. That's in place. Let's get a hand truck and get the new unit here. All right. Let's cut the old gutter. All right, piece of gutter is gone. So the objective is to put the new unit right there. On part 2, we're going to be taking out this. This is for the main floor. All right. Almost. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. Okay, almost. Go a little bit further. Oh, no, 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 no. Uncut, unedited, raw. When's the last time your boss of your air conditioning contracting business you work for actually maneuvered equipment around off the truck to the job site location? Tell me. Derek, you know what that's called? What? Yeah. What did you say first? Burner? If there's any cracks in it. Well, it looks pretty solid actually. Not too shabby. The old furnace. Wow. All right, folks. 15 minutes to 9 here. I removed the armor flex off of the 7/8 line set that's here. And when I did that, I noticed that disgusting coupling right there. We're gonna cut right there. We're gonna take a piece of 3/4 inch copper, because we're going to put a 7/8 by 3/4 inch copper reducing coupling here, come across, and then bend right into our service port, which are flare connections. All the connections on ACiQ equipment, the Extreme Pluses, are all flare connections. See? Installs just like a ductless mini split. Now the overall width of this unit, roughly around 40 inches. 40 inches puts us right here. Okay? We'll clear the window. We'll clear this irrigation line, 3/4 inch irrigation line, and this gas pipe is abandoned, so I'm not worried about that. We're going to keep the unit off the wall about 6 inches. The manual calls for a minimum of 4 inches. The back of the unit to the rear surface, and we're going to try to keep it about 1.5 feet off of grade. Now that 40 inches is perfect now. Will we have 40 inches here? That's a whole nother question, and we are just going to have 40 inches there. It's going to be a very, very tight squeeze. Now keep in mind, this gas meter is coming out because the homeowner has decided to electrify his home and remove the fossil fuel natural gas that is being brought into his home. So I'm not worried about anything right there. We have plenty of room. We are good to go. I'm using my mini tubing cutter to cut the 7/8. Then we're going to deburr the pipe and then use a piece of open mesh grit paper, also known as scratchy paper, to clean off the oxidized surface of this 7/8 line set. It is pretty thick. It almost feels like K copper, underground plumbing copper. But there we have it right there. And the inside of the line set, wow, it's bone dry. Crazy. All right, next folks, we are going to take care of this wall mount bracket. I like to set this up knowing where my center marks are. We got one right there and one, ooh, right there. Yeah, let's do that. And from the far right, once it's mounted on the wall, to the end of the service valves is 8 inches, so keep that in mind. I have a mark on the wall with my Sharpie. Let's drill out a hole for the anchor. I start out slowly and then progressively get faster. I don't want to like fracture the cement. You kidding me? Oh, man. Always. Alright. Let's get this bad boy secured to the wall. Beautiful. Just got a couple more left. And then we'll bolt it down with the socket set. Wall mount brackets in place. Conveniently using the same 14mm deep socket. I removed the bolts that hold the outdoor unit to the shipping pallet. Now I get to manhandle this bad boy, mount it on that bracket. I just deburred the pipe. Now, taking a piece of open mesh emery paper, let's clean off the copper, remove all that oxidization, discoloration. That way when we ZoomLock on our reducing coupling, we have a nice clean surface for it to adhere to, even though with crazy pounds of pressure, it's still a good preventative measure to clean the fitting and the tubing. All right, I got a piece of 3/4 inch copper, plenty long for the application I'm going to use it for. Let's put a 90-degree bend on the end. while Navix micron gauge sucks. I do love the bender and their flaring tool. There you go. Perfect. So we're going to put that there. Let me get a reducing press ZoomLock coupling to put there, and let's size her up. Yeah, we gotta figure that out, because it is not too level. I feel like such an idiot right now. Stunad. All right, take two. I raised up the box, created a drip leg with the whip. This mounting bracket, this wall mount bracket, was really messing with me. You could see the bubble or dead level in the back and not in the front. We're gonna have to lift up that back leg a little bit, and that should be better. All right, I unthreaded that rear foot on the right side. Now we're dead level in the front and dead level in the rear as well. So hopefully that solves that problem. And that's where it needs to be, and that's where that needs to be. Still level. Let's get one of the guys, fellas, to help me out, put this back up on there, because I can't do it myself. It is 12 minutes after 10 here. I apologize. I'm not really recording much today. I'm not. I am just very, very frustrated and upset. Sorry I got interrupted by a phone call. I'm sorry. I probably said this earlier. I am not in a good mood today. Man, I am not in a good mood today. Number one, this installation is one of two systems. The other one is that one with a furnace we're also decommissioning. It's located in the basement. We were supposed to do these two today. My delivery was supposed to arrive yesterday, which is Monday the 13th. Today's Tuesday the 14th, but it never arrived, and it was supposed to arrive today, which means we would do this second install tomorrow, unless it arrived like early enough, like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, but it's not. So now it's not even coming today, it's coming tomorrow, maybe. Oh, man. I guess there's worse problems, right? But I'm just so frustrated. Meanwhile, I have a dealer that I signed up for ACiQ, who's been waiting for a TXV from ACiQ to fix a system that he installed, and just keeping it real, you know. They ghosted him until I intervened. I shouldn't have to intervene, but I get it. Growing pains. The equipment is phenomenal, right? That's why I tell people, when you buy equipment, get the parts kit for the systems that you're installing, right? I standardize my installs by only installing the Extreme Pluses. If this thing has a problem out of the box, right, I'll be able to make it right. I will, with the exception of a coil, for example. But inverter board, motor, I got it. All right, I hooked up L1, L2 ground, S1, S2 for our communication, which is RS485 communication. Do not put 24 volts there. You will fry that board. You'll be pissed, and your customer won't have any heating or cooling. So don't do that. Let me work on the 3/8 since everything else is done here, and get the show on the road. Okay. We only have one ZoomLock tool, and Daniel's using it inside. Daniel's just about done inside too, by the way. You know what? Let me cut this up a little bit higher. The 3/8 is going to follow underneath the 3/4. I got to put a coupling here and then a bend and then shoot straight across and connect to our 3/8 flare connection. And then we can vacuum. Then we can pressure test with nitrogen and vacuum it down. I already have my piece of 3/8 pretty close to straight as gonna get, like almost straight as an arrow. This little tool, I got this at supplyhouse.com or maybe True Tech Tools. This is a 3/8 tubing straightener. You guys out there are gonna criticize me, Mikey Pipes, you're a hack, you don't know how to straighten pipe. Get a real job. Or stick to plumbing. Yeah, I hear it all, trust me. I hear it all. Let's go a little bit more right there. Put a 90-degree bend right there. My bender, my rigid 456. Now I gotta find that coupling that I had here. Yeah, good luck to me finding the 3/8 ZoomLock coupling. I never found the 3/8 coupling, so I grabbed another one from inside the house. Cool. This is gonna go that way. I'm just gonna put this in here for right now. Get you in there. Good. Straighten you out a little bit. Damn, this is just gonna be just a little. This better not be a little short. I'm gonna be pissed. Imagine it's a little short. I got this, don't worry. I'm gonna line that up right there. Beautiful. That needs to go like that. Oh man, it's gonna be short. I already know it. Get off. Come on. All right. Yeah, that's a little too long. My vertical piece. We'll shorten that, flare that. We good to go. So I spoke to the homeowner and I told him the drama with the shipping carrier. So I said I can give you Thursday as long as it comes tomorrow, but I'm rescheduling on someone else. I can give you Friday morning, but I'm rescheduling someone else. I can give you Monday if I'm rescheduling someone else, or I can give you Tuesday. What do you prefer? It's Monday. So now I'm going to reschedule Cornbloom. He's got air conditioning, right? We'll move him.
This would be nice. No ductwork on stage.
Sweet. Yeah. But we have a filter media though, right?
He has a filter cabinet there.
We're keeping that?
Yeah, size because it's a big size because the ductwork is really big for the return.
Okay.
So I sized the hydronic coil will fit on to that.
Okay.
And then the unit will fit right onto that hydronic.
So no ductwork needed.
Nothing.
Sweet. Okay. And hopefully this will fit there. Very close. But so that's 40 inches. That's 46 inches.
Oh, so then it's fine.
Yeah, it'll fit, right? Yeah, it's fine. And since he's taking out the gas meter, we're good. All right, folks, we're now going to create a flare on the 3/8. I have my broken Navic bender, and you think that for all the free advertising I give Navic, they'll send me a new one. They're not. But Penny, Hot Penny at ACiQ is sending me one, which I paid for, because ACiQ and the parent company is a distributor of Navic tools. So I got it at basically cost. I'm not bragging, but cost is still expensive. So there's that piece, that little wing thing, that little piece of metal,
yeah,
that doesn't belong where it is. Yeah. See, it hits that. Oh, whatever. Now it's not, but it always hits it. Totally broken, right? Yeah. And you know who did it? I'm gonna blame it on Gio. No, Gio. Blame everything on him. He also threw away the grill for the slim ceiling cassette. Right? So blame it on Gio. All right, let's press in the 3/8. 1 and 2. Perfect. RLS ZoomLock fittings for the win. Braze-free technology. Wow. All right, folks. The ZoomLock 3/8 is complete. We are now going to remove the Schrader valves, those Schrader core valves, from both service ports, and we're going to pressurize the system. Now, for my Schrader core removal tool, despite its flaws, the Fieldpiece VC2G is still my go-to. Right? And I say flaws because when you're fully extended, the plunger is very difficult to remove from there. I don't know why, it's just very difficult to remove. Let me show you. See? Why is that so much effort to do? Shouldn't be. Tremendous effort. Let's see, there you go. Okay. Now I use my black magic, or black, whatever it's called. Oh, they're magnetic and they're opposing forces. Stop it. Okay. And I torque down the right amount of pressure on both the 3/4 and the 3/8 lines. Okay, let's get the other one, get the nitrogen on it. All right, a couple minutes past 11 in the morning. Have the nitrogen set up. It's around 314 psi. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. I don't hear or see anything leaking right here. I'm gonna ask Daniel to check upstairs. Let this sit for about 10, 15 minutes. If my digits don't drop on my digital wireless manifold, those probes, then we know we're good. Not too shabby. All right, 11:08. It was at 313.1. Oh, look at that. 313.1, 313.1. Okay, we're gonna let that sit longer now. So far so good. No pressure drop at 313.1 psi. All right. The only unfortunate part about today is that we're not gonna be able to do the second system today. And that is still pissing me off. Still pissing me off. It is what it is. All right, 17 after 11. 312, 313, and 313.1. Good. All right, let's get the vacuum hoses set up in the micron gauge. Pump this bad boy down. Okay, let's pump down there. Okay, and right here. Really? Oh man, I always do that. I go to the wrong port on the vacuum pump with the vacuum hoses. Okay, let's put that one back on there. I'm just going to use one hose today. Let's get a micron gauge. I'm no longer using this one. What a complete waste of money. My Navic micron gauge. Garbage. From day one. Literally from day one it's been garbage. So, the ACiQ Tools Blueback Plus. 15,000, 14,000, 13, 12, 11, 10, 11, 20. Power's back on. Love this Leviton panel. Good. Got powered up. That should illuminate in a moment. There it is. Perfect. Turn that back off. We're vacuuming 1,700 microns and dropping. All right. 11:29. 241 microns. Let's see what happens when we close the valve. Oh, we got a nice tight system. You saw that? Wow, that is awesome. That is a nice tight and dry system. Love it. Shot up to 700 and change, and then it dropped down to 621, and it stayed at 621. So we're gonna keep vacuuming this down. And one of the things I didn't capture on the on video was using the pipe wiper to wipe the line set, because this line set is about 80 feet long. It goes across an inaccessible attic to the other side of the house, the other attic. So as long as there wasn't any leaks here, we were rolling the dice on keeping the line set. Otherwise, we would have... Oh, look at this. They're going in there. Huh. Damn. You got like, look at that. Look at that. See that? They're like brick bees. See that guy flying around? Crazy. All right, let's just keep vacuuming down. Get out of my electrical compartment. See that fly? Get out of there. I'm gonna beat you. Get out of here, you mother. Don't make me piss. Don't piss me off, you fly. All right, let's check that again. 179. 350, 360, 365. Let's see, hopefully it passes a decay test. 371, 372, 373. Let's let this sit for a minute. Very important that we have a tight and dry system. Trying to stay cool in the shade. It's around 88 degrees out. So in the sun, you can imagine how hot it is. Really, really hot. But I stress this during every installation video that I make for you guys, and that is what I believe is the single most important part of the entire installation, and that is the process what we're at right now, which is pulling a deep vacuum. Now, I say this time and time again, this is the single most important stuff of installing any refrigeration or air conditioning system, and it's one that too far many contractors either ignore or rush. How they do that is obscene, but if you're not pulling a vacuum, removing all the moisture in the system, you're setting yourself up for failure. And let's talk about why pulling a deep vacuum is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone can hook up a vacuum pump, vacuum hoses, and I'm equally as guilty of this many years ago, hooking up your analog refrigeration manifold and letting it pull a vacuum. All right, and as long as it stays pegged to the negative side, you know you're good. I am equally as guilty of that many years ago. It was 2026, so about 25 plus years ago. But it takes a professional to hook up a micron gauge to the system while you're pulling a vacuum to prove the system is tight and dry. And that's why we use a digital micron gauge. We're not measuring PSI. We're measuring the amount of moisture, air, and non-condensable gases left inside the refrigeration circuit. And that refrigeration circuit is, right now, the line set and the evaporator coil. The valves are closed. These service valves are closed, right? The system came pre-charged with refrigerant. In this case, it's R454B. And how much do we have here? We have 126.98 ounces. Look at that. So we're measuring the amount of moisture, air, and non-condensable gases that are left inside the refrigeration circuit, which consists of the line set and that evaporator coil. Our goal is to pull the system down well under 500 microns and perform a decay test. And the principle behind this is if you isolate the pump and the micron level stays low without climbing, you've proven two things. Number one, the system is leak-free, and the second, you've removed the vast amount of moisture from the piping. So you may be asking, why is this so important? Because moisture is the biggest enemy in every refrigeration system. Even a tiny, minuscule amount of that water vapor mixes with that POE oil inside the compressor. That contamination reduces the oil's lubricating ability and can lead to acid formation inside the system. And over time, those acids attack the compressor windings, the bearings, internal components, shortening the life of what is arguably the most inexpensive part of the entire system. Prove me wrong. That inverter-driven compressor is the most expensive part of the entire system, right? Remember, inverter-driven compressors like this one, the ACiQ Extreme Plus system, are precision machines. They deserve a clean, dry refrigeration circuit from day one. A proper vacuum isn't about checking a box on an install checklist, right? It's about giving your customer the best possible chance of getting 15, 20 years or more out of their investment. And you best believe this is a sizable investment. So if you're still saying, I pull a vacuum for 20 minutes and you call it good, or you call it a day, well, you're doing it wrong. Time doesn't pull a vacuum, performance does. The micron gauge tells the truth, and the micron gauge doesn't lie. Unless, of course, you're using a Navic micron gauge, which sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. So take the extra time, pull it deep, verify it holds, your compressor and your customer's wallet will thank you many years down the road. All right, it is 11:45. We are at 149 microns. Let's close this valve. $227, $230, $231, $234, $235, $239, $240. Let's let this sit for a minute. And we do not want that to start creeping up to 500. We want to make sure that that micron gauge doesn't go up too much, because that'll prove there's hardly any moisture left in the system. I gotta admit, that Extreme Plus 3-ton outdoor condensing unit, as Derek would say, is fire. That is sexy, by the way. Really, really is nice. It's just a shame we're not gonna be able to finish this job today. 2 systems, 1 day. It is what it is. 127. 177, 178, 180. 9 minutes to 12. So this process we've been working on, the vacuuming pressure test, almost an hour. Not too shabby. $203. Literally the valve's been closed for several minutes. So it's jumping between 204 and 203. Or it's calling me a liar now. But we're nice and tight and dry. This is a passing decay test. Let's shut down the vacuum pump. Actually, you know what? Let's give it some more time. I'm in no rush. Daniel is just about finishing up in the attic, wiring in the condensate switches on the primary and emergency drain lines. And there's no rush. What is this gonna take? Another 10 minutes? Whoopie-doo. You know what? Let me start putting some stuff away, like the ZoomLock, the 3/8 tubing. That's already disconnected, by the way. Cut the line set, cut the whip off the disconnect panel. I already sized up what I'm gonna need for that. So it lines up with this one. I'm just gonna get some conduit with a little junction box there and go up here and then mount that box at the same elevation as this right here. And plenty of room, perfect. It's gonna look really, really, really nice. Much better than what the neighbor has over here. Check this out. Look at this, guys. Check that out. Wow, that's impressive. Very, very impressive. Oh man, but it's a Lennox. All right, it's that time, folks. I'm gonna close off that valve and we're gonna dump the charge. Now, page 30 of the installation manual tells us to open up the liquid line valve first. So let's open that up right now. Let's close that valve. So we are opening this valve, and in the process, the refrigerant that's in the condensing coil, the outdoor unit, that is being dumped into the line set and the evaporator coil. So now I am opening up the low side service valve that is connected to that 3/4 inch line, also known as the suction side of the system, right to that retaining clip right there. Wiggle that out. So now the line set is charged. All we need to do now is calculate our line set and add the proper amount of charge to that system so we have the right amount of refrigerant. All right, 13 minutes after 12. Let's turn on power. In a few seconds, our power management device will send power to the load side of the system that is illuminated. We have an active call for cooling, and once this system turns on, we're going to add 1 pound of refrigerant to the system. So I'm weighing in as a liquid R454B. I got my charging hose and I'm connected to my suction side, or that line with the large valve on it, 3/4 inch line. And we're going to add 1 pound. So right now we're at 0.3. As soon as this fires up, you'll hear how whisper quiet the system is, and you'll want one for your home, or you'll want to install them for your clients. If you're an HVAC contractor licensed in the United States, you can become a dealer for free. No cost, no obligation. And the first order that you place with them, if you mention my name, Mikey Pipes, you will get a crazy sick bonus on your first order. Here we go. Let's rock and roll. As the outdoor condenser fan motor just kicked on. You can go to ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes for more details to become a dealer. Okay. Let's dump some more refrigerant into there. I'm opening up that valve. 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1 pound. 1.1. We're good. It's an inverter, ladies and gentlemen, with DC motors on the outdoor and indoor unit. This thing is like a modulating high efficiency gas furnace. Thing is awesome. Whisper quiet, folks. Now that the system is up and running, let's talk about why inverter technology has completely changed the HVAC industry. The biggest difference between an inverter system and a traditional air conditioning system or heat pump like that system, even though it's a dinosaur, it's a single stage system, right? The biggest difference is that this system doesn't just turn on or off all day long. It continuously adjusts its output to match exactly what the home needs. And I use this analogy all the time with my clients. So now think about driving your car. You don't drive with an accelerator floored and then slam on the brakes every few minutes. You smoothly speed up and slow down depending on traffic. And that's exactly what inverter compressor does. When the home only needs a little bit of cooling or heating, the compressor speeds up or slows down. When it's extremely hot out or bitterly cold outside, it ramps up automatically to provide more capacity. That means the system is always working smarter, not harder. So what does this do for homeowners? What does this mean for you guys? Half of my audience who watches my channel, right? First, that means lower electric bills because the compressor spends most of its life running at lower speeds. That means it's consuming significantly less electricity than conventional single-stage systems, like the one next door. Second, better comfort. Instead of blasting cold air for 10 minutes and then shutting off, the system maintains a much more consistent indoor temperature. So there's no more hot rooms, cold rooms, or big temperature swings that everyone hates. Third, quieter operation. You're standing here right next to me, next to this outdoor unit. It's incredibly quiet because it isn't constantly starting and stopping at full power. It's whisper quiet, folks. Another huge benefit is humidity control. During the summer, longer run times at lower speeds remove far more humidity and moisture from the air than short, hard cycles. The house feels cooler, more comfortable, and less sticky without having to lower the thermostat. And here's something that really separates this ACiQ Extreme Plus system from a lot of equipment on the market. This heat pump can deliver 100 heating capacity all the way down to minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Years ago, and people still think this now, right? Heat pumps, they don't work well in New York. They don't work well in cold climate. Well, that simply isn't true anymore. Modern inverter technology has completely changed the game. Now, what really makes this system really going to shine, right, is that the homeowner is having solar panels, the PV panels installed on their roof. Next week, they're redoing the siding, then he's doing the shingles, and he's putting the solar panels on. So now they're pairing this Extreme Plus heat pump system, ultra efficient, high performance heating and cooling system with their own power generation. That's a fantastic combination that can significantly lower the overall energy costs while keeping this home comfortable year-round. And finally, let's talk about reliability, because compressors don't like starting. Every hard start creates heat, electrical stress, and mechanical wear. Since an inverter compressor ramps up gradually instead of slamming it at full speed every cycle, there's less stress in the system throughout its life. So folks, when you combine premium equipment with a meticulous installation, a deep vacuum, proper airflow, accurate refrigerant charge, our lifetime warranty with annual maintenance, we've given this family a system that's built to perform for years to come. This isn't just about replacing an HVAC system, it's about investing in comfort, efficiency, reliability, and peace of mind. And that's what we all strive to deliver on every single installation. Wow, she really came out very, very, very pretty. Gorgeous. I'm a little disappointed with the whip, but unfortunately, it is what it is. We're not electricians, and our responsibility starts and stops at that disconnect. Your jurisdiction may be different, but licensing here on Long Island is different. Any modifications after or from the disconnect to the circuit breaker needs to be done by an electrician. So the only thing left to do here now is private label time. Now, when you become an ACiQ dealer, there's no commitment and there's no buy-in. You don't got to give them money to be listed on the ACiQ dealer locator website. But once you start buying equipment from ACiQ direct from the manufacturer, the more you buy, your level and commitment relationship will change. So when you first start out with ACiQ and you buy direct, you are at the bronze level. Bronze has a lot of features, but once you start buying more, you'll become a silver dealer. And then once you hit $500,000 of purchasing from ACiQ during the year, you'll become a gold dealer. All of the silver dealers get their own private label design. if you're interested in it. You also get a significant co-op fund available to you for advertising. And last but not least, we got our sticker right there. If you're a HVAC contractor, you want more information, become a dealer, scan that QR code in right there, because I got ACiQ. Do you? Sweet. Very, very, very nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's another installation on the books. Take a look at the finished product here. This is the ACiQ Extreme Plus. This is the PAH 36,000 BTU air handler. It's communicates with the thermostat with 2-wire for serial communication. It's obviously installed in a horizontal configuration. And one of the great advantages about the PAH air handlers on the Extreme 2 is that it's multi-positional evaporator coil. Horizontal, upflow, downflow, left to right. So whether your application requires either of that, you're good. Like an attic installation or a closet, downflow, upflow. We have it suspended off the floor of the attic with some 1.5-inch unistrut and threaded rod in all 4 corners. This installation is built to last, and it also makes future service and maintenance much easier while keeping the equipment safely elevated off the floor. So as you're going to notice, underneath the air handler, we have the high-rise emergency drain pan. Hopefully it never has to do its job, but if that primary drain should ever clog and that float switch should fail, right, this secondary emergency drain provides another layer of protection to protect against costly water damage to the ceilings below. It's one of those details that homeowners rarely see, but it's something we believe every attic installation should have. Now let's head downstairs to the thermostat. So this is the brains of the thermostat, the ACiQ TL04 communicating thermostat. And it's not just like the thermostat, it tells the system to turn on and off. It's constantly communicating with the air handler and the outdoor unit, making thousands of adjustments throughout the day to maximize comfort, efficiency, and performance. And the result is a home that's more comfortable, quieter, and significantly more energy efficient. We have to connect it to Wi-Fi because it's not connected. Let's do a Wi-Fi scan and get his info. Today's project is just another great example what happens when you combine quality equipment with proper installation practices. The equipment matters, but the installation matters even more. If you're a homeowner thinking about replacing your heating and cooling system, don't just shop for a brand. Shop for a contractor who's going to install it correctly and properly. And if you're an HVAC contractor watching this video, hopefully you picked up a few ideas that you can apply to your own installs. The little details are what separate a good installation from a great one. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss future installs, service calls, and HVAC training videos. As always, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every single one of you watching. I'm Mikey Pipes, and I endorse this message. We'll see you in the next one. And until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe.